The former FBI director James Comey has appeared in a federal court in Virginia on charges of threatening the U.S. president. It follows a grand jury's indictment against Mr. Comey over a year-old Instagram post that prosecutors allege encouraged violence against Donald Trump. Mr. Comey, who is a Trump critic, denies any wrongdoing. It is the second time that the U.S. Justice Department has brought charges against him. An earlier case where he was accused of making false statements to Congress was thrown out by a judge. Critics called the charges political retribution. The Trump administration has targeted other critics of the president, including the former National Security Advisor John Bolton and New York Attorney General Letitia James. But the acting U.S. Attorney General, Todd Blanche, defended the latest indictment of Mr. Comey in remarks to our U.S. partner, CBS News.
Grand juries hear evidence. That evidence is not something that anybody can talk about today. But when you talk about whether proof exists, the proof that we have is in the fact that the grand jury returned an indictment. Remember, that is not the Department of Justice charging James Comey with a crime. That is a grand jury returning a 2-count indictment.
Our correspondent Shaima Khalil is looking into this story for us. Shaima, thanks for joining us. Tell us a bit more about the government's argument and James Comey's defense.
Well, first of all, the hearing today happened really quickly. James Comey went in, he turned himself in, he didn't speak, he didn't put in a plea, he didn't enter a plea. But the two charges that we're looking at are threatening the life of the president and transmitting threats across state lines. And all of this stems from an Instagram post from last year where he posted a picture of seashells in the shape of two numbers, 86 and 47. And 86 is slang for get rid of or eject. And so the authorities say that this casts as a threat to the 47th president of the United States, Donald Trump. Todd Blanche said that threatening the president is a crime. Evidence will be investigated. It's important to say that we're not really clear what other evidence is going to be presented or the level of threat against the president at this time. But we also heard from Kash Patel when he was announcing the indictment saying that his predecessor, the former director of the agency, knew full well the attention and the consequences of that post. James Comey, on the other hand, says he did not know the meaning of the post. He didn't think of it as a threat, but also he said, I'm still innocent, I'm unafraid, and I still believe in an independent judiciary. One thing to say is that Mr. Comey's lawyer said that he's going to argue this as a vindictive prosecution, meaning that it was brought to punish Mr. Comey, who is a longtime Trump critic, for exercising his legal rights.
Just really quickly, what happens next?
Well, we know that they're going to look at the evidence. We know that he didn't enter a plea today, so we are going to wait for him whether or not he's going to enter a plea, and then the procedure goes on from there.
Okay, our correspondent Shaima Khalil covering this story for us. Thank you so much for that.